or into livestock. Come around, there is a good news for you. Yes, so no more time to complain about the visibility of your produce as a farmer. You get rice, yam, beans, cassava, onion, pepper, tomato, or even any type of farm. Abi you dey into fish farming, poultry, pig farming, or other livestock produce. You can now advertise and promote your farm and farm produce, or get a proper branding for your farm with this new initiative by Voice of the Farmers. This is beyond just talking about your farm produce or your farm. You can also connect with other farmers, suppliers, and buyers all over the world. For more information, reach out to Voice of the Farmers, call or WhatsApp 09078728288 or 07066628752, or visit Voice of the Farmers at ARID Initiative Center, Low Cost, Ibarako, Badagry, Lagos. Remember, your farm produce is your brand. Let people know what makes it unique. Reach out to Voice of the Farmers. Voice of the Farmers. We celebrate, educate, and promote farmers.
Yes, we celebrate, we educate, and we promote farmers. And I want to start with this that says, your farm produce is your brand. Let people know what makes it unique. And that is why I'm saying good day wherever you're watching this video from. My name is Garuba Fisolumide, the host of this show. We are doing what we call campaign on why farmers need to do marketing. And we've been doing that since last week, where we have the first episode of the show, where we have Mr. Alfred that talked to us about why farmers need to do marketing. But today, we're not talking about marketing. We want to talk about branding, why it is important for you as a farmer to do what we call branding. And I have Mr. Alfred at the back end that is going to be talking to us about why farmers need to do branding, what branding is, what does branding mean, and why do you even need to brand your farm produce. So I want to welcome everybody that is joining us today again on this our show today. I want to also say a very big thank you to Mr. Alfred for taking out of his busy time to always join us on our show, on our campaign, on helping our farmers to know what they call branding and also what we call marketing. Yes, good to see you again, sir. Good to see you again. Good evening, sir.
Thank you so much, Olumide.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Yes, I'll start from where we stopped last week, where we talk about so many things about marketing. I myself, I learned a lot about what marketing is. Then I learned to know that we have what we call physical market and the structured market. I learned about B2B. I learned about B2C. I learned about IDA. That's what you're talking about: awareness, interest, desire, and the other one that you're talking about. So I learned a lot, which I want to believe some of our listeners also learned a lot as well, because after the show we cut out some clip where you give out some punchline, which I believe today we are going to have more punchline again that people are going to learn. Yes, for the sake of people that are meeting you for the first time, I would love you to introduce yourself, sir.
All right. So my name is Alfred Ukane. I am an agribusiness expert, and I do 4 things majorly in the value chain. I help farmers access to finance. I drive access to inputs, quality inputs. I drive access to market, and I also drive access to technical support. So that's the 4 things that I do, for the sector. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. I believe some of our farmers that are watching this video, they will definitely tap into your network. Out of 4 things that you are doing, definitely they will need one or two from it as well. So if you are listening, or probably you are just joining, or you are going to be watching this video later, you can always reach out to Mr. Alfred on these 4 things that he's doing. Definitely, you are going to need one of these 4 things. So now let me go straight to Mr. Alfred, because today is just going to be strictly 20 minutes. Yes, I bet it's with you, 20 minutes. Now, we said we are going to be talking about branding. Now, even myself, before I come to the agri sector, I have a misconception about what branding is. When I hear the word branding, I'm talking about, my own thought was that maybe you're talking about t-shirts, you're talking about cap, you're talking about logo, you're talking about this. So you as an agribusiness expert, in a layman language, what does branding mean?
So branding means to forge or to craft or to create a perception, an emotional appeal about a person, about a product, or about a service, right? That's what branding is basically. To forge, to craft, or to create a perception, an emotional appeal, and about a person, a product, or a service. That's the basics of branding.
Now, thank you very much for that. I want to believe some of our farmers will understand this, but I will still want us to break it down. Probably give us in a layman language and probably example of what you mean by the talking about the emotional, like you are talking about representing yourself. So, what does it mean? Like, I want you to help us to break it down. Now we are talking to farmers, and the reason why we are doing this campaign is that we want farmers to know why it is important for them to do marketing. And you cannot do marketing if you don't do branding for your product for your products. So that is why we need to also understand what branding is. You've explained to us and you've given us a definition, but to a layman language that a small order farmers will understand, because this is not just for large scale farmers now or medium scale farmers. We are talking about small order farmers as well too. So in a layman language that they're going to really understand, probably can you just give an example or probably an illustration that will make them to understand that yes, this is what branding really means.
Right. So let me explain it this way, or let me say it this way. Branding was bettered out of competition. Competition. And
Okay.
so, because of
Okay.
competition, people sought a way to differentiate themselves from the normal. Because if all
Mhm.
of us are competing for a particular resource or for a particular attention, then all of us, the resources will be shared among all of us, maybe equally, right? But for you to command an extra favor, for you to command an extra pay, for you to command an extra attention, then you need to differentiate from the crowd, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say we have all black umbrellas. Umbrellas, all of them are all black, right? And then there is one red
Mm.
umbrella in the middle or somewhere around the mix. Guess what? Your eyes will tilt faster towards the red one compared to the black one, right? In this
Mm.
case, now you
Mm.
can say the red umbrella branded themselves. They differentiated
Mm.
themselves from the crowd. So branding just simply means that all of us are growing cucumber, all of us are growing cassava, all of us are doing fish farming, all of us are doing poultry, but I have differentiated myself from the crowd. And because I have differentiated myself from the crowd, I command more attention, I command more resources, and I command a higher pay for the thing that I'm offering to the market. That's what brand means,
Mm.
right? Yes.
Mm.
So as a farmer,
Now,
when you are
now,
thinking of this,
now,
okay, continue.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You can go on, sir. Can go on.
Okay, so as a farmer, you need to understand that branding is built on psychology, right? Branding is built on psychology.
Mm.
So, although some people may say that branding is not your logo, it's not your color, it's not your this, but my own perception of branding is that branding is everything. Your logo, your color design, your styling, the experience of you, the experience of your product, and how you have positioned yourself in the mind of people. All of them are
Mm.
branding altogether, right? So farmers just need
Mm.
to understand that if you have a target audience, you need to understand the psychology of that target audience, what they want. If you show a girl two different boys, one of them is dressed very neat, nice haircut, nice shaving, nice beards, looking very fine. The same person looking raggedy and not shaved up and all of that, who do you think the girl would choose? Is the
Mm. The
one
other
that
one.
is looking nice and clean, right? That's the person the
Mm.
girl would choose, right? So
Mm.
branding is all about understanding the way of life, the psychology, how those people think. Then you now create an experience that causes them to come back for more again and again and again. That's what branding means. It just rests on psychology, right?
Mm. Yes, thank you very much. I want to believe we used almost 6 minutes to explain what branding is, and that is why we want people to understand what it really means. Now, let me go straight to who we are talking to, which are farmers, and we are trying to let them understand what they need to brand. So now, let me ask you, you even yourself as a farmer, why do you think farmers need to brand, and how can farmers do branding? So let me just put the two questions together. Why do farmers need to brand, and how can farmers do branding?
Let me talk about why. Why do you need to brand? Five things. Five things. Number one is identification, right? Identification. And sometimes identification is an icon that represents you, right? If you see Gucci, you will see a logo that is tied to it. That's why I said for me it is all encompassing. If you see Gucci, you see a logo that is tied to it. If you see Apple, you see a logo that is tied to it. If you see Nokia, Samsung, any product, you see a logo that is tied to it. Why? Because of identification. One thing that I love using is that Tinubu's hat. Once you see that cap, that Tinubu's cap, once you see that hat, you already know that this is Tinubu or a fan or a lover of Tinubu, right? That's personal branding. Number one, identification. Remember, I said that branding is birthed out of competition, right? When there is a competition for resources, everybody's at the same level, and some people are determined to stand out, then one of the things that they want to do is to brand themselves. And why is that? They want to gain identity. Number two is differentiation. Differentiation, right? I want to be different from these guys. Everybody is a fish farmer. Samson Ogbole says, I want to be a soilless farmer. Femi says, I want to be a drone guy. What's it called? In fact, I even think that those examples are too extreme. There's this girl that I love. I've never spoken to her. I'm not sure I even follow her on social media, but somebody sent me a video and I just went through her page and I love it. Farm Lady Aquatics. Farm Lady Aquatics, right? I saw how much she was charging for trainings. I saw how well she has been able to differentiate herself from every other hatchery operator. See, in Nigeria, in catfish farming, there are a lot of hatcheries in all the states. In fact, plenty. But you see, this Farm Lady Aquatics has taken time to differentiate herself from the crowd, educate her audience, to carry them along, and also charges premium for the services that she offered. I went to a comment section, I saw how people were criticizing her, but I saw that this girl is persistent and she has built a brand for her. She has differentiated herself from the crowd, right? Differentiation. Then the third thing after differentiation is to dominate. To dominate means that you are now sharing the market share. You are taking a larger portion of the attention, you are taking a larger portion of the resources, and you are taking a larger portion of the time of your audience, right? So you are now influencing your audience positively. You have caused them to desire you so much. You have caused them to be addicted to you so much that you now share the market share. So you now see that they tell you Apple is $1 trillion company, because all the other phones are sharing XYZ brand, or they tell you that this particular phone is what sells the most in the world. Why? They have been able to dominate that market, to become a market leader, to command more resources. And one of the reasons is branding, right? Number four thing that branding does, branding is a status symbol. Branding is a status symbol. And you see, we Africans, we love to play the status game. Human beings love to play the status game, but Africans do it at another level. We love to say that, no, I don't buy things from there. It's so fresh that I eat. No, I don't do this. So it's this that I do. I like to eat it fresh. I buy it from Voice of the Farmer. That's the one I use. Right? We like that status symbol. And once you know, remember I said branding rests on psychology, it's built on psychology. Once you understand that this is your audience that you are talking to, they crave something to make them feel very important and very relevant. All you need to do is to feed them that thing, right? So you see, there's a documentary I watched one time, and they said that Rolex, one of their marketing strategies is poor customer service. I was shocked, meaning that sometimes if you want to buy the original Rolex, they will deny you from owning it. And every time they deny you, it feels like, I they believe to I get this money and I go buy Rolex. In fact, I go buy 10 Rolexes, right? So you need to understand that your audience critically wants to play the status game. Watch this. If two people are bidding for a job, one comes in with a big car, the other one comes in trekking, they will not attend to the guy that is trekking. They will transfer money. They will pay the person who is driving big car, speaking big English faster than the person who is trekking, right? So you need to understand that status symbol. Then the last one, which is the 15th, is association. Association. You want to differentiate yourself from the crowd so that you can be with the cream of the society. So that you can be, there is this brand association. You may not see that Shell or Chevron is collaborating with a small brand. It may not make the news, but when you see joint Shell F collaboration or intervention, you'll be like, now Shell and F they do them now. Something must happen, right? Or Chevron and XYZ is collaborating, something must happen. So once you're able to separate yourself from the crowd, right, and command attention, there's an association, there's a network that it unveils to you, that it delivers to you, right? So one of the major reasons why you need to brand yourself is for you to create or be a part of an association, a network, quality network of people, because you have to qualify yourself by reason of your brand to be a part of that association. So these are just 5 reasons. There are a lot of them, but number 1 is identification, number 2 is differentiation, number 3 is domination, number 4 is the status symbol, and number 5 is association.
Thank you very much, sir. Let us just go on this short break. We'll be right back.
Are you a farmer? You either grow plants or into livestock? Come around, there is a good news for you. Yes, so no more time to complain about the visibility of your produce as a farmer. You get rice, yam, beans, cassava, onion, pepper, tomato, or even any type of farm. Abi you dey into fish farming, poultry, pig farming, or other livestock produce. You can now advertise and promote your farm and farm produce, or get a proper branding for your farm with this new initiative by Voice of the Farmers. This is beyond just talking about your farm produce or your farm. You can also connect with other farmers, suppliers, and buyers all over the world. For more information, reach out to Voice of the Farmers, call or WhatsApp 09078728288 or 07066628752, or visit Voice of the Farmers at ARID Initiative Center, Low Cost, Ibarako, Badagry, Lagos. Remember, your farm produce is your brand. Let people know what makes it unique. Reach out to Voice of the Farmers. Voice of the Farmers. We celebrate, educate, and promote farmers.
Yes, welcome back from that short break. We are still having Mr. Alfred. He has been telling us what we need to know when it comes to branding and why we need to do branding. And because of time, I would like to go back to Mr. Alfred, and he will tell us how can farmers do what we call branding. You have informed us why they need to do branding. Now, how? Yeah. Now, let me assume, yes, I'm a farmer and I don't have branding at all. How do you think I can do branding, and what are the things I need to put in place to do branding?
All right. So I want to lay a foundation by giving a scenario. Let me paint a scenario for you. Have you been so hungry that you feel like there's this amala and ewedu joint? That's what you are craving this afternoon with one cold Coke. So you may even drive like 1 hour, 30 minutes based on this, far from your house. You may drive 1 hour, 30 minutes so that you can go and eat Mama Iya, Mama Iya flavor of amala, right? I said that to say that one of the ways that you can deliver your brand or craft a personal brand for yourself is delivery. You have to be excellent. You have to deliver. Don't think that you want to create a brand on top of nothing. No, brand answers to value. It is that perceived value that causes people to be drawn to the brand, right? So it answers to value. So the first thing, if you want to craft your brand, is not a logo, it's not anything. It is the value that you are bringing. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is, now, how do I deliver this value excellently well in a way that appeals to my audience, right? So that's when you now begin to look at what color do they like. When you see red as a color combination or color code in eateries, it just tells you that our food is always warm. That's what it speaks to. Black means something. Green means something. Everybody in agriculture is using green. It means something, right? Somebody may just decide to say, no, in fact, me, I want to use green and this color. Some people are green and black. Some people are green and orange. Some people are green and yellow. People are using different green colors, right? So it now depends on you to say, okay, how do I deliver this value in a way that my audience will quickly recognize it, right? So before you now talk about all your colors, all your messaging, your styling, and so on and so forth, right? That's the number 2 thing. Number 3 thing is that you have to play the patience game, That's number one. Because in your patience game, you may have crafted a brand for yourself. You have a standard product that you are now selling in the marketplace. However, it is, even though this brand is okay, the market has not approved it. Hope you know that it is market that qualifies your brand. That's the first thing. It
Exactly.
is the market that
Exactly.
qualifies your brand, right? So you
Yeah.
need to be patient when you are driving that brand and driving visibility and creating awareness. You need to be patient and you need to be consistent. That's the second one. Number three is that you need to play on social media, website, community, and all of those things. So I want to categorize to technology and media, right? You
Mm.
have to leverage on technology and media to scale the brand so that um, Olumide is in Badagry, right? I am in Delta
Mm.
right now in this project. I'm still at work. These are bioflux behind me, right?
Mm.
I am in Delta right now. We have never met, but by technology and media, through technology and media, we are scaling our own brand to
Mm.
our audience, right? So you need to be able to leverage on that to establish your voice as an authority in that. Number three, there are some sacrifice that, or number four, number five, I don't know what the number is now. There are some sacrifice that you will do at the beginning stage of your brand, which is just educating, entertaining, and enlightening your audience. Just educate
Mm.
them. Oh, this is what we're
Mm.
doing. This is how we're doing it. Tomorrow you are entertaining them. That this is what this person said, though. What do you think, guys? And people are laughing. And next tomorrow you just enlighten people. Do you know that this thing that you are doing is this and this bad, and this is what it causes, and this is the harm that it does? Let people find you. Look at Apricot Doctor. Let people find value in taking correction, in upgrading their life from you, right? So play the
Mm.
enlighten, educate, and what's the last one I said?
Entertain.
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 Play that game on
Mm.
social media. Leverage, yes, leverage on social media to drive that, right? If you are able to do these things that I said, number one, craft your value very well. Number two, deliver your value that you have crafted through your logos, your color, your styling, your messaging. And number three, I said leverage on technology and media to scale that. Number four, I said be persistent, be consistent, even as you create awareness or visibility. If you do that,
Mm.
it will be easy for you. Mind you, the value that you are creating is a perceived value. It is not real. It is like they say Dangote is worth 50 billion US dollars, for example, or 13.2 billion US dollars. Dangote does not have it in cash. It is perceived. It is
Mm.
valuated. There's a way they value it, right? It is valuated. Tomorrow you may just hear that because there is maybe a fall or a rise in dollar rate, Dangote has lost 2 billion out of the 13 billion. And so it fell from number one to number two. It is a perceived value and it is a game. So what you need to understand is that differentiate yourself, farmers. In fact, that's the only thing you take out of this thing today. Differentiate yourself from the crowd to dominate that space that the crowd is operating. Differentiate yourself
Mm.
from the crowd to dominate that space that the crowd is operating in. And how you do that, craft your value very well, deliver that value very well in a way that drives recognition. When they see a particular logo, when they perceive a particular smell, when they see a particular packaging, when they taste a particular thing, your five senses, when they feel, taste, touch, anything concerning that value that you are creating, they will say, ah, now Freddie wear this kind of perfume. Now this woman they cook the kind
Mm.
soup I like the cucumber that are coming from this guy. It is always almost the same side, and they're not just dark. I don't like the dark ones. I like the pale, the white ones. Stick to that breed that you are using. If you know it's CU99 you want to do it. If you know it's a gringo you want to do it. Stick to something that appeals to your audience, right? If you do the five things that I highlighted, you would have created a brand for yourself. The next thing is to be consistent.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. 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 Yes, thank you very much for that. At some point, I even forgot that yes, we have even spent a lot of time more than even what we decided that what we wanted to spend on the show today.
So
But it's
this is
fine.
always
Thank
too
you
small
so
for
much,
me.
Mr. Thank you so much, Mr. Alfred. I love the fact that anytime I call upon you, you always give an answer and you are always ready to assist. Currently now you are even on the site now working, and it's just take a time for us just to take us through what we need to do when it comes to branding. And to be sincere with you, I have been able to learn a lot today as well too. Yes, some of the things that we don't even think about when we are trying our brand, when we are starting our brand. Now I have an idea about what we need to put in place and how we can also use strategize as well. So thank you so much, Mr. Alfred. I know this is the second episode of our campaign where we are talking about branding. Last week was about marketing and today is about branding. But next week we are going to be talking about something different again because it's a 4 weeks episode campaign which Mr. Alfred is going to be taking us through what we need to know. I want to believe you've been able to learn one or two things from this session. If you learn anything, just drop a comment at the comment section so that we'll be able to answer your questions and also send it back to Mr. Alfred as a feedback. Yes, we're going to be rounding up now because we have spent even more than 5 minutes on top of what we said we are going to be spending. So till I come your way next time, Mr. Alfred, thank you so much, and thank you for what you are doing in the book space. We are looking up to you. You are our role model, our mentor. Thank you so much for doing what we do. We appreciate what you are doing. So till I come your way next time, my name is Garba Fisholimide once again. I say bye and God bless.
Are you a farmer? You either grow plants or into livestock? Come around, there is a good news for you. Yes, so no more time to complain about the visibility of your produce as a farmer. You get rice, yam, beans, cassava, onion, pepper, tomato, or even any type of farm. Abi you dey into fish farming, poultry, pig farming, or other livestock produce. You can now advertise and promote your farm and farm produce, or get a proper branding for your farm with this new initiative by Voice of the Farmers. This is beyond just talking about your farm produce or your farm. You can also connect with other farmers, suppliers, and buyers all over the world. For more information, reach out to Voice of the Farmers, call or WhatsApp 09078728288 or 07066628752 or visit Voice of the Farmers at ARID Initiative Center, Low Cost Ibarako, Badagry, Lagos. Remember, your farm produce is your